Hi guys, this is Utkarsh. This is my C++ app, exercise number 4, classes and objects. In this, we have to create two programs. In the first program, we have to create a class called distance that contains two members, feet and inches. There should be one constructor, and that will initialize the data members to 0, and another which will initialize it to fixed values. There should be another member function which displays the data, and a member function that will add two distances, and so on. There will be a main function. So let's see the code. I made this code. I've taken a class called distance, and in this there are two data members, feet and inches. Feet is of type integer and inches is of type float. And I have taken a constructor called distance. In this I have initialized the data members to 0, feet is equal to 0 and inches is equal to 0, and then another constructor which will initialize them to fixed values like a and b. There is another member function, this add, which will add two values d1 and d2 and store it in d3. d3.feed is equal to, this member means the function and the object that is calling this function, this dot feed, and then d2.feed. So it will store the result in d3.feed. d3.inches, similarly it will store in d3.inches, and then if d3.inches exceeds 12, it will decrease d3.inches by 12 and increase d3.feed by 1, and then this function will return d3. There is a member function display which will display feet and inches. Now this is the main function which will which creates d1 and d2 objects of class distance. They initialize d1 and d2 to fixed values, and object d3 which will store the addition of d1 and d2. Then d3.display will display the d3. So let us run the program. Here we have initialized d1 to 12 feet and 5.5 inches, and d2 has 15 feet and 6.3 inches. So let's see the result. What is it? It's 27 feet 11.8 inches. Let's move on to the another program. In this we have to define a class flight. In this there should be data members, flight number of type integer, destination of type string, distance which will be of type float, and fuel which will also be of type float. There should be a member function calculate fuel which will calculate the fuel as following. If the fuel is less than equal to 1000, it will be 500. If it's more than 1000 or less than 2000, it will be 1100, and if it is more than 2000, it will be 2200. And there should be two other member functions, feed info and show info. Feed info will feed the information in the program, and the show info will display. This is our code. In this I have taken a class flight. Private members are flight number, destination, distance, fuel, which are of the respective data types, integer, character, float, and another of float. There is a real member, calculate fuel, which is calculating fuel, like distance. If the distance is less than equal to 1000, it will be fuel will be 500. If the distance is less than equal to 2000, it is 1100, and if it's greater than 2000, it is 2200. This is a data member function feed info, which is inputting the flight number, destination, and other data members, distance, and it's calling the function calculate fuel, which will calculate the fuel. And there is a data member show info, which is displaying all the information. In the main function, we have created two objects, flight f1 and f2. First, f1 is calling feed info, and then f2 is calling feed info, in which we will input the data, and then f1 and f2 are showing info. So this was our program. Thank you very much.